Hello everyone, welcome to the Engineering Projects YouTube channel. In this video tutorial, I will guide you about the delete method, which is the final part of our web API project. In my previous video tutorials, I have guided you how you can create web API project, get post request and put request in web API. And now we will use a delete method to remove the data from our database through web API. Okay, I will use action verbs or action filters to redirect HTTP delete request to my custom method. Like this, I will use HTTP delete filter public string delete std having id and name. Okay, by default it return that data is removed having id is equal this. Okay, so now when I will send the request of delete, I will pass two parameters, the one for id and second for we don't even need the second parameter, we only need the id. So I will send the id in my delete request, and where id is match, it will delete that record from database. Okay, and I am uses a statement here. I will say I have where data is equal the db context of my database, which is student context, and here I have initiate that. And now I will say store a data somewhere else in values is equal data dot students dot where create a model to match and modify the data. m dot id is equal to this id, return the record first or default, return the record. Okay, and now I will say if values or the record is not equal to null, a certain condition will be executed, which is that data dot entry and the record which we gain dot state is equal system dot entry state dot deleted. Okay, so the state of this entry will get deleted, then data dot save changes. Now actually what happened when I will send any id with delete request, http delete request, it will found that id in my database, and if it will be matched, it will get deleted, or else it show us the error no record found having id is equal id. Okay, so let's save it and now execute in Firefox, and here I will execute postman to validate my API. Okay, let it execute in browser. It takes a time because a lot of processes are running in the background, and when it will execute we will pass ID in delete request via postman and validate our web API HTTP delete request. And on other hand we will use a get request to retrieve the data from our database so that we can validate the request which we are sending is perfectly working. Okay, so the application will execute over here and it's in building mode. The project is building, and when the project is completely built we will use a delete request. Here we found delete request and only send the ID which we want to delete, and here we have get request to retrieve the data from database. Okay, so I am here sending the get request. It will retrieve all the data which are available in our specific entity framework database having name of TEP code. Okay, so application is executing, that's why it's not returning any data and it's in loading mode. And when the application is completely executed it will retrieve the data from database using entity framework. Here the data we have in our database, and now I am going to delete the ID1, so I am sending the ID1 here and send delete request. Okay, data is removed having ID1, and now retrieve the data again, so we don't have the ID1. Now I am sending ID2 and send the request. The data is deleted having ID2 and retrieve the data, and we don't found the ID2. Now do as 3 and 4, and here we have only 2 records left, and now delete the 6. Okay, and now delete 7, so it says no record found having ID 7, and here we have only 1 record left now having ID 5. So by this you can create and process your delete request in web API project. I hope this video tutorial is informative for you. If you have any kind of question you can ask us, and don't forget to subscribe the Engineering Projects YouTube channel. Take care. Bye bye.